Right then, so we're not going to be with George today because he has put broadening his horizons over playing D&D. Shame on him. So, so since we're all here, who would like to do the recap for last session?
I didn't really get to play much, so I'm not really 100% sure.
My mind has gone blank.
Someone got bit by a bear.
Yeah, I beat up the bear
That
chief.
was it, yeah.
He was impressed. I realised that I was, we were doing half damage to each other, and I realised after the session I have an item that I ignore that stuff, and I should have been doing full damage. So essentially, I should have probably near killed him, but never mind.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
I didn't realise till later. I'll just say Otley was pulling his punches. Fuck it.
What item is that?
That was the claws. It's a +1 to my unarmed, and it makes them magical as well, for the purpose of overcoming resistance.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
So I didn't even realise. I literally saw it after. I was like, oh shit. But oh well. Yeah, got the bite and the warnings, and then we went to do some shopping. I've got hiccups. Pardon me. Yeah, went to do some shopping in town with the people. There was like the potion guy and the random traveller guy that they wanted to trade monster parts for stuff. Then we went to go in that house. Otley offered to take the Vikings somewhere else so they can party and crash with the werebears instead, and then the elf people, if I remember, they were a little bit rude, but oh well. But we spoke with them about something. I forgot what they said.
We're talking about the wild hunt, and
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Talking about the wild hunt. There was yet again more digs about Aracus being unknown, which never is not funny to me. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really remember too much else.
So anyone else?
Oh,
who
and then
would
we
like
were.
to add to this?
I think we decided we're taking a certain route. We planned out, aren't we? So we spend less time in this shadowy area.
yeah, we're going to pass by the city, but then go to the source of the shadow. Right?
Yeah. That we're going to go directly. I was actually going to, if I remember correctly, I was going to scry before we went to bed, just so I can remember that. Where we were going.
What were the question? Oh, there was no question. Scrying. No worries.
No, we didn't pick what. I don't think we chose what we wanted to scry on, did we?
No, you just said you wanted to scry and then we deal with it next session.
Yeah. Well, where do we think I should scry then? Straight to Athel Lorien?
Well,
Is that where we're going? That is where we're headed, right?
That's the
This is
city of
what we-
Athel Lorien,
yeah.
you're heading to here.
The map changed again. I don't know if you pinged.
Oh, sorry. So this is Athel Lorien here,
Yeah.
and you're heading to here.
Cool. That's it. And then this line is the shadow, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
So we were going to travel along, not inside the shadow, and then cross the river and go there.
yeah, I actually realised that I'd done it wrong from my notes on my computer. It's more this.
suspense.
If that makes
Okay.
sense.
Oh, so Dol Athel Lorien
not
isn't
in
in the
shadow.
shadow then?
So yeah, Dol Athel Lorien is in the shadows. Karas Eldoriel,
The coast it isn't.
yeah, and
Oh, so that's an inside-outside jobby, not just a different line. Cool.
yeah, so it's
Everything between those two lines is in shadow.
yeah. This is the shadow.
I wonder why not the coast. There must be a meaning.
I need to do my spells as well. Because
Too sunny.
I had spells. I hate it.
It's sunny.
I don't think I have any sunny spells. Maybe I do have daylight or... I just know I've only picked one 7th level and it's been fucking useless. I haven't used it yet.
Where is your
Well,
7th
like
level?
you can change him.
And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna change them. Yeah, I will just pick more than one. I don't know why I just picked one. I should have picked like, because I've only got one spell slot. So I'll just pick one spell. But it's fucking stupid.
Okay, so where did you want to scry?
On Dolgor fucker.
Can we repeat that?
I was on another tab. I just tried to do it from memory.
Right, so bear with me. I'm just sorting out Tordum's. Oh yeah, you do have it.
Okay, I just wanted to check it.
Oh, wait, you have it in your spell book, but if you want to attach it, then you need to unlearn the spell and then.
Yeah. I think I should be able to do it.
We're still level 14, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yes. According to Tordum's XP, you should be on 155869.
You might find other people who are higher.
Oh no, I'm not on that. Say that again.
155869.
15586.
If you're higher than that, then I'm wrong.
Oh, I was well off. I was like 2k off, 2.5k off.
I was like 600 below for some reason.
Yeah, that was 2.5k below. Oh, where was the planet?
I'm 30 on top. Doesn't matter. It's fine. I'm not even happy for you guys.
How about you, Onyx? Were you on top or below?
Sorry, what was that? Just got back.
Yeah, we're just talking
No
about positionings
context.
in the
Are
groups.
you on top or below?
Yeah, no context.
I don't know. I'm gonna say it's for
Good
the
answer.
magic carpet, and I'm gonna say on top. That's all I'm just gonna say. I'm hoping that's the context.
We're just sorting out XP. You should be on 155869.
Should have just never given the context and moved on.
Oh, no, I'm not quite there.
Yeah, it's gone incorrect.
Yeah, apparently none of us know what XP we should be on, and we're all just different numbers.
What was the number again? Sorry, 155689.
869.
869.
Oh, 869. Okay, thank you.
But in regards to the magic carpet, would you rather be on top or below?
I mean, on top for safe reasons, I guess.
What if we install like an underneath like rope swing? You can sit on that.
It will go down.
Dad in the middle.
In a glitch.
I have a spell called Vegetable Blade.
Is that what your level 7 spell is now?
Yeah, a large bunch of vegetables springs from the
I think
ground.
that one is from. I think that's one of the books I've got, the Aubergine one.
It is, yeah.
Like, set in 1985 on like a weird anime spiritual island. A lot of the stuff is weirdly not compatible, but some of the spells are brilliant. There's a barbarian class which is all about just like eating and drinking random potions and random stuff, and that's how your rage works. And then you can take Vegetable Blade, and it's just like you pick up like a giant sharpened spring onion
Yeah.
or something, and you just start stabbing people.
Like FHD in Pokemon.
Yeah, basically. Some of the spells are in the books I've got are pretty good.
Alright, so we're scrying on here.
Yes.
Dula tell
Okay,
the rest.
so you do your scrying, and like your mind's eye just like whooshes through time and space to hover over the city. And the first thing that you can tell is that A, is bitterly cold here, to the point where frost is starting to sort of build up along the various surfaces. This looks like in line with pretty much everything that you know from the book in regards to Athel Lorien, but it's very much a case of these are just like collections of buildings which have just simply come together for mutual safety, as opposed to it being a distinctive town. but it's got something of a wall around it, but this seems to be more an agricultural thing as opposed to an actual barrier. And just like looking around, you can basically see that it's got this grapevine wall that basically just goes all around the village. There is a central sort of building which is marked by two what are they called? Unicorns or wings?
Alicorns?
Two alicorns, which are rearing up and have their basically horns crossed, and you've got two wooden statues of these, except both of them are in a state of decay, and they have a giant cobweb that has been done between them, effectively causing a gate between them. The central building, which is quite large and made up of sort of like a hollowed out tree, is also filled with cobwebs and stuff. But as you're watching, you can see that in front of this building are about 150 dark elves, and all of them are bowing in supplication to something that is in the central tower. They're all just like they're bowing, going up and down, venerating, and you can hear them sort of like chanting in Elvish and Common, and then the Elvish version, the Dark Elf version of Elvish, which is still the same language but with a particular accent. And they're basically chanting at different points, so it's not like a unified chant, but what the spiders were saying. So Mother of Silk, we bow our heads, and Shadow shout, where terror treads. Yep, that one that's in the Discord chat. And it's just coming across as very much a cacophony, as opposed to anything harmonious, because they're all saying it at different times and in different languages. It doesn't necessarily work particularly well. Standing at various points with all of these people, you can see that there are various dark elves who are very elaborately dressed up in black and a particularly shiny silver. I'll let you do a perception check on that if you want to try and work out what it is. I'll give you advantage because you've used this before.
Shit, okay. Oh, I rolled the same fucking number twice. 2 5s.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Hero
but my
point or lucky
perception's
point?
plus 10, so I have 15.
Not too bad.
Hero point or lucky point?
I do, yeah, actually. I'll use a fucking hero point. A 7, so 17.
Sure.
Oh, man.
Okay, so the threshold for that was 16. So, you can basically tell that the silver point in their black outfits is mithril, and from what you've got, you know that basically means that their robes have some sort of enchantment about them.
Yes, that's expensive attire.
But yeah, and it's also a very luxurious silken outfit as well. And they're walking around and they've got staffs that on the bottom have a skull, and then on the other hand have some sort of hand, whether it's a humanoid hand or like the claws of a beast of some sort. You can't really tell. But they're basically going around, and the dark elves that are doing the venerations, that are looking particularly exhausted, they're then going up to them and effectively just grabbing their heads, and this pale green light just comes out of this person into the sorcerer's hands, and then that person just crumples up and dies.
Shit. What was the person, like a peasant or an elf or?
It was a dark elf, but a very ragged one, very exhausted, ragtag, torn clothes, no shoes, that sort of thing.
Turning on themselves as well. Yeah.
So, two particularly sort of like burly guys just come over at the sorcerer's input. pick up the corpse and very roughly just sort of drag it over to the base of this statue, to the tower, sorry. And at which point, the door of this tower basically opens, which is basically just like 2 planks of wood, which then just sort of part, and a giant spider that comes scuttling out, like really excited, and then immediately, one of the burly ones just puts an axe straight through the spider's head.
What? Shit, I thought it was gonna be like their fucking pet or something.
Yeah.
The spider then just sort of crumples, and it starts to do that thing where sort of like a rigor mortis appears and the spider's legs curl up and it turns upside down, but they're physically stopping it from doing that.
They're gonna turn him into a fucking Drygo, aren't they? Drydo.
Oh.
Yeah. So then the 2 burly guys then hold the dead dark elf aloft, and then the guy with the axe, still dripping with the gore from the spider, just immediately just swings down and cuts the guy in half.
Yeah.
And then with that, they precariously place him on top of the spider corpse. But bear in mind, the spider still has its head, and they just but the head has basically been cut in half. And the sorcerer then effectively returns this necrotic energy to it, and it fuses them together. The guy is still dead, and then another sorcerer comes around and works some sort of like magic. I'll get an Arcana check from you if you want to try and work out what it is.
Oh, it's an 18, but my Arcana's plus nothing.
Okay. But you can't name the spell specifically, but given the context, you can clearly see this is some sort of raise dead spell.
Yeah.
And throws the spell at this Dryder, who then basically just like wakes up, balefire behind his eyes, and then effectively stands erect, and is then given a rapier and then a bow with a quiver, and is then just sent scuttling away into the distance. But as the sorcerer sort of like points for the Dryder to head off, you hear like a rumbling noise from inside the tower, and this causes like a real ripple to go across the entire crowd, who stop their venerations and all just like look up in awe at the top of the tower. At which point you hear a number of like stamps, just like really massive dum 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 things, and then a giant leg emerges from the broken roof of the tower, and then other legs appear, and out of the tower unfolds a gargantuan spider.
Yes. That's the queen. That's the one we were looking for.
Can I get a survival, either nature or survival from you, whichever side?
They're both plus 16 plus 10, 26.
Okay. You immediately recognise this as a gargantuan spider. So a citadel spider, rather.
I'm gonna look forward to trying to learn the fucking beast shape into this fucking thing. It's like Mongolian.
Yeah, basically the picture I've just copied and pasted doesn't really give it much justice, but you can see this, and then in the sort of like picture next to it, basically in between its front legs, is a castle.
Yeah, it's huge. It's fucking huge.
Yeah.
Probably can't beast shape into it. I'm gonna try one after this scrying though, just a little version.
Okay, so
like tiny little goblin wild shapes into this thing that's bigger than a castle. It's like, rah!
okay, so this thing basically deposits itself sort of like on the floor, and then it sort of lowers itself down, and you can see that there's a humanoid figure riding on the effectively what would be its neck. So you got like the giant bulge behind us, and then the gap between like its main body, and on that is a humanoid figure, who then simply slides off and you can see that her arms have hundreds of little spider webs, which are all trailing off into the sky above her. And she's got first thing that you can pick up about her is that she has a maw that basically just goes from ear to ear. And then you can see that her hair is intertwined. So her pearl white hair, which is intertwined with all of the spider webs, sort of like lifts up, and then out of her ears, half a dozen baby spiders just come crawling out.
Ew.
Yeah.
Nice.
She goes over to the sorcerer, who has just been sort of like the lead of the Dryad creation. She's then just simply going to reach out with one hand. You can see that each of her fingers are effectively each of her fingers have like the hairy fibres that you would see effectively on a spider's leg, and she takes this dark elf and kisses him, and as she does, quite half a dozen spiders from each ears go from her into him, and he then promptly explodes.
For fuck's sake.
The fuck?
And as his body sort of like crumples onto the floor, it starts writhing, getting bloated and popping, and then a giant spider emerges from his corpse.
Hang on. Lovely.
What the fuck are they doing?
Okay, so once all of that has happened, she sort of savours the taste of this on her mouth because it's exploded in her face. So she's like covered in gore and stuff, and she, with a tongue that covers her entire face, she just like licks all the blood away. And then, so, from your point of view, so first off, when you scry, you're not necessarily a presence.
Yeah.
You're literally just an observer. But despite that, she then looks directly at you from where you're scrying from.
No, they can. I think people can. If you have true sight, they can. Oh, actually, Dale would know this. I mean, that's metagaming. So yeah. I'm gonna pull out of the scry then. Once she sees me, Dale's gonna shit himself and pull back out of the scry.
Okay. But yes, in regards to that, yes. If Dale wants to try and work that out or converse with anybody else on the matter, you would find out. Yes, she has true sight.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Right, I just saw so much fucking horrific stuff. They're like making driders. There's a giant fucking spider. There's babies coming out and into other things and bursting. And I'll try and explain best I can, and then finish up with. And the big queen spider. Like, I'm not supposed to be there, and she looked straight in my. I could see her piercing my eyes. I don't know how she saw me, but yeah. That bitch did.
You explain it exactly like that.
Yeah, pretty much. There's like a ritual. There's a big fucking.
Tell him what it is.
Yeah. So yes, Torgrim explains to you that true sight can sort of like pierce scrying. So
what they can see like anything then?
Yep.
Oh, shit, that's not good.
How did you not know big monsters can see you?
Because it's the first time it's ever happened.
You're very lucky then.
Yeah. Or even that, or this creature's very fucking powerful.
Where you have been told that in her previous life she was the handmaiden of a god. So.
Who, the spider?
Yep.
Oh shit. Dale's probably picking his nose or something.
Okay, so Durr relates everything that's just happened to the rest of you. Does anybody have any input on that?
She's probably gonna be expecting us if she already was. So, I don't know, surprise isn't really gonna be a thing, I guess.
So I might be surprised if we get there sooner rather than later.
We could sneak up, but you know, there's a whole fucking army there, like a whole army.
We just shish kebab the place, Molotov it. How much of the town do they want actually saved?
I've got that really cool new thing in it now.
I was thinking we could just turn you into a dragon and burn it all down. And actually, ironically, I have a spell, dragon something spell.
No, the spell book for us, but you need to spend your time copying it out.
But yeah, technically I
But you do have a potion of dragon transformation if you decide to use this.
We could just transfer Revi into a dragon and could just burn it all down.
And you do also have the book if you wanted to use that in.
Sorry guys, what did I miss?
It's just you caught most of it. There's just a fucking. I just relayed it back. There's a giant fucking spider. A whole fucking army. They're all praying and worshipping and getting chopped up and burst into other spiders.
I guess this is where we use the nuke.
Yeah, but then
Honestly,
we could. And then we got the whole fucking. There's a whole forest. Like, what if we just fucking nuke a forest?
No, I suppose.
Well,
She's
how
nasty.
wide a radius would the book cause?
I don't know. How many?
I'm going to investigate the book and see if I can establish how big a radius the fireball spell would go off. I'm assuming I have an advantage because I know the fireball spell.
Okay, so bear with me. I can't remember if I did actually write it down or not, so bear with me. Oh no, 'cause you have the book, don't you? Yeah.
I sure do.
If it's just a concentrated blast, but really fucking powerful, then that's one thing. But if it's gonna like fucking decimate miles of this homeland,
so it's typically it's a 20-foot sphere because you basically say the word and then the whole book basically explodes, and it does it in a 20-foot sphere in the same way that a fireball would, but it's basically it'll be like one fireball, next fireball, next 565 times. But so you will effectively, if you're able to sort of hold off against the recoil of the book in flame form or something, then you could direct it into a different area and sort of do a carpet bomb sort of thing, or if you attach it to the flying carpet, that sort of thing. But in terms of sort of like the blast radius, it would still just be 20 feet.
Okay,
But
that's
it
not
is-
too bad.
no. Is it? But if it's not instantaneous, and it casts one every 6 seconds, and there's 560, you have to hold it there for like 10-20 minutes.
It will basically just be a case of I did write it down in another point, but it's basically one glyph will go off every half a second.
Jesus.
There's 500. That's still 5 minutes.
Yeah, just shy of 5 minutes. It was like 280.
Seconds.
Yeah.
And once it's opened, is that it?
Yeah, there's a
It's got activation words.
yeah. So you basically put. The idea is that you throw the book at them, it lands at their feet. You then say the words, it explodes. That's basically the sort of like the very cheap action movie where they fling the thing, take a smoke of a spliff, and then say the word, and then the whole thing explodes. that was sort of like the vibe I was going for.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, the fireball will go in whatever direction the open book is facing. So if if you say the words and somehow the book is closed, which, say, if you went up against a fire elemental who was immune to fire, they could technically close it, and the fireballs would just explode inside the book. But if, as long as you have the book open and just pointed at your enemy or at the spot that you want it to explode in, it will explode.
Yeah. Right. So we could just fucking rain from above.
Would do that.
Well, what if we went in?
So, Hiroshima style.
I mean, what if they just like all fire an arrow at us in the sky, and like, you know, there's a whole fucking army, and then 70 arrows just fucking decimate us?
Well, no, if you transform in something very fast and then there's someone on top of you that throw the book and says the words.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, I suppose the question that you would sort of like need to answer is, how likely would somebody get to the book if you were to throw it and it exploded, and how likely would someone be able to get through the explosion and fight against the magic forces to physically close the book? How massive or strong would somebody need to be to do that?
But then, if it's only, just like speaking again, like if it's only 20-foot radius, what's to stop them all just like taking a 25-foot step back, and it just goes off and off and off, and they're all just like watching it like fireworks?
There is a risk, yes. So yeah, the idea is that you would see your enemy, throw it directly to them, or give it to them and say, "Hold this," and then
run away.
Yeah.
Well, even that, they could just run away, right? It's only 20 feet. I could do 20 feet, and I'm going to try and see how long it takes me to run 20 feet. And what, 4 seconds?
So it'll be in 6 seconds. So that will be 12 fireballs going off, doing. Oh god, how many fire damage does a level 3 fireball do?
66. Or 8d6 actually, maybe.
Yeah, 8d6. And there's no saving throw for it because it just goes off. So 12 times 8. Yeah, so that'll be 100 d6 damage in that 6 seconds. That will take for them to leave, as it were.
Right. Well, that's better.
So another version of it is, as Dirk keeps pointing out, you can turn into a fire elemental. They wrestle the thing to the ground, grapple it, and then hold it in place for.
Yeah. I can just open it in front of them and just. Or you can just drop me from the sky and I'll just turn into a fire elemental and just, you know, literally turn into a nuke as I hit the ground. Like 20 feet above the ground, I can just open it.
But in terms of like doing damage to it, it will do 4,520 d6 damage in that area, and whatever that amount ends up being, that's how much damage gets done in that square.
What if we destroyed the book? Is there a way to do that? Like, what if I just instantly destroyed it? Would it release them all at the same time?
Can I get an Arcana from you?
I was going to ask Tordum. I don't know. Well, I rolled a 15 plus 0. We're asking anyone around, you know, we're all there.
I'm not useful to this.
I rolled the right dice. Sorry, I just rolled everything but Arcana at the moment. I've got 27 again.
There is a way to disenchant the book, but whether that'll be sort of worth the effort, given how much but you would need to physically disenchant because it's a case of every single page has a glyph of warding on it.
But it wasn't that, it was more if I turn into a fire elemental and just burn the book in my hands, will it release them all at once?
No, only the magic words will activate the spells.
So basically, either way, we have to save magic words to trigger the spell.
Yeah.
But then the only other thing is, I mean, if we just do that and just kill that, then there's still an army.
Who knows?
I suspect the book would destroy more of the army than her.
Well, it's a 20-foot sphere, so you'd have to, you know what I mean? This is how big was what I looked at, the whole city? Is it a mile across, half a mile across?
It was Sazwa village, so about half a mile.
Yeah, so we'd have to, you know what I mean, they're all spread out. If they're all clumped in a circle, that'd be nice. I don't know how we could get them to do that, though.
We could sit and wait till they're praying.
Yeah, it's not a bad shout.
Or the only other thing is we go outside the city and we draw them like out. Basically, we bait them.
Yeah, we can lure them out.
Lure some of them out and take some of them out before we decide to go in and fight the big bad.
Yeah.
The problem is then they'll kind of probably even more know that we're coming.
Yeah, she seems quite clever. She's not gonna, you know. She's probably got strategic things up her mind. She ain't gonna send a whole army up for 7 people, is she?
If we did enough damage.
Maybe she is. I don't know. Maybe she knows how powerful we are, and that we'll fucking take out a whole army.
What if we just like a bit of the Shadowland and we just go and like set fire to the webs? Like somewhere sort of local to where we are now before we leave.
At what point?
Yeah, what would that do?
Well, if she can feel the things on the webs, they might go to deal with that, but we're not actually there. We've already left.
Yeah, I mean, again, she's not going to send a whole army to check on some webs, is she? We might be able to, like, ambush some people, like, you know what I mean? She sends out a patrol. We might be able to take one patrol out. But that was, I mean, I don't know, how many, what's an estimate of the amount of people in this village?
In terms of the Dark Elves who are praying, about 150, but whether that number is going up or down, given that they're doing live sacrifices and things like that, but it's sort of fluctuating somewhere between 100 and 200.
Did it look like they were like, you know, when they're praying, are they performing like some kind of ritual?
You can see the sorcerers were, obviously, to create these driders, but in terms of the people who were just like bowing and praying and things like that, they just seem to be part of more occult methods as opposed to.
Yeah. What if they like put us on a time clock? You know what I mean? If they're performing a ritual right fucking now, and if they succeed, I don't know what it's going to do. But if they're not, then you know don't have to rush, do we?
There's sort of like a balance between that because you don't have a time scale to do this in, but the longer you take, the stronger the forces your face will get. Because every time that somebody is being sacrificed, they're creating a new Drider with this.
Yeah.
And the Drider is more powerful than the elf and the spider when they're separate.
Yep.
So they probably want to hit them more before they create more Driders. Because I also have I have Dawn, and I have Fireball, and I have Scorching Ray, and I have Sunbeam.
Oh, boys, I've got an idea. So, do you remember my force cage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything inside the force cage can be harmed from the outside. Right? And then I get to decide who stays in and who stays out. So technically, we can get inside where we need to go, drop the bomb, and build up the force cage. So we've got like a shield, and then still be in the middle of the fight.
That's a good idea. Is there any way to destroy that though? Like, what if we do that and then someone just goes no?
No.
Counter spell.
I don't know, like, you know what I mean?
I could counterspell it, but it depends if he tries to counterspell me.
But it can't be like dispelled or anything like that. There's no, because I saw quite a few high-level mages. They can't just dispel the magic and just like turn it off.
This it can be dispelled. Oh no, this isn't the reason. Hold on, let me read that a second.
What if we put the book through a dimension door?
Yeah, but we need someone to read it first and then do it.
Yeah.
As long as the book can hear you, then it will activate.
I don't know how dimension door works. For me, if I want to do stuff like that, I have to go with it. But I can travel, but I have to travel with it. Like, how does dimension door work? Can you send things away, or do you have to go as well?
I will let Onyx do, and I can't check with advantage, given that she's used it quite a few times.
Yeah, I was gonna say, from what I remember in Baldur's Gate sort of experience, it's usually you and one other person has to go with it. But I'll happily do Arcana in case I don't know. Can I do Arcana? It's okay. Unless my dice hate me. That is. Oh wait. Okay, I rolled 2 7s. Love that. So 13.
Yeah. So, in all the time that you've sort of used Dimension Door and to travel from one point to another, sound from the other side hasn't travelled with you. It's literally just a case of you travel through it and you end up on the other side.
What if I just yell really loud?
If it's loud enough for the book to hear you, then you definitely could. It's not like there's a cantrip that could help you with this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. If only
I
someone
was
has
going
a
to say
cantrip that
catapult
could
was
help.
my next option, but I'm literally throwing out random options here because I wouldn't be able to read the book and cast the counterbolt spell. Someone else will have to read the book while I throw the book.
But bear in mind the magic
was gonna
words
say,
are also in Celestial.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who knows Celestial? Because I don't.
I thought
No.
we all learned that one spell. That one line.
But originally Morella was going to say the word, but
Yeah.
Oh, Revy,
Yeah, I
you're
don't-
Revy Celestial.
So Revy should know it.
Yeah.
Is Ruby Celestial?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That looks like, that's another point. Revy, I don't know if you can read this, but before you do, can you cast Hero's Feast? I know I can, but I didn't know. Can you do it as well?
Revy's not here with us today. Well,
No, but I'm
Revy is.
just asking as, you know, I'm pretty sure he can.
He's,
Clerics can cast Hero's Feast.
he's asking Revy the character who is an NPC.
I'm just going for
Yeah,
a spell.
It just means that I don't have to use my 6th level spell, and NPC Revy can do it now, and we all get advantage on Wisdom saving throws, immune from poison, and an extra 2d10 HP before we go into this shit.
And technically, I have the Golden Dinner set in my inventory for some reason.
You all do. You each
Yeah,
have
we
a
all
case
got.
of it.
Yeah, we've used one of them so far. We all got one.
In
What
his spell list currently, he doesn't have it, but
But that's a bit odd.
I could just cook a really nice dwarven breakfast. I don't know if it'll do the same
Great.
thing, but
Yeah.
it'd be nice though.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I know clerics can change their spells. I don't know if he can just, like, you know, we don't have to actually go into his character sheet to do it, but just say, yeah, he doesn't have any 6th level spell slots left, he use it for a Hero's Feast.
I mean, he does have a single slot available, so he could do it as part of his long rest, and then.
Oh, it's not retroactively. That'd be fucking very nice if you were that generous.
Can you roll a persuasion check, please?
Oh, I've got something with persuasion. I think I'm just.
You're rolling that against me.
Oh, that is. Oh, it's a 7. I thought it was a nat 1. It's a 7 plus 7, so 14. I'm going to guide myself. That's a 4. So 11 plus 7, 18.
Alright, I'll allow it.
Hey.
You could have just said, Matt, I'll send you a bag of dice.
No, I'll only accept thongs. Okay, so how would this how will this work again for Hero's Feast?
He's got to roll 2d10, and then we get to add that to our. It adds to our max HP, but not. It's not temp. It's like adds to our max, and we can heal back up to it.
All right.
Do you want
Oh.
to do
Okay, so that will be just 10 to your max.
10. That's fucking plenty. Bang.
That's the max, yeah.
So if I put 10 there, will that work? Will that? Yeah, okay, it does. On the D&D Beyond, you can put like max HP modifier,
Yep.
and then you don't, because I'll just forget otherwise. So I actually change my current HP. It'll just always have 10 extra. But
If anyone's having any difficulty doing it, just say so and I can do it for you.
I've done it.
and then we are immune to fear, so we can't get scared. We are immune to poisons. We can't be poisoned, and we have advantage on wisdom saving throws as well.
Okay, I'll count on you to remind everyone of the group of that, if that's alright.
Yeah, definitely.
And that lasts for 8 hours?
24.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so we've got about 16 hours left.
Okay,
What else are we immune to? Was it poisons?
Poison and fear. We cannot be scared or frightened, even.
Maybe you should have had that and then Scrying. You might not have got to run away from her.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you say that makes us immune to poison?
Yeah.
Wasn't that what the Shadowlands was doing to us as well?
no, that was doing constitution
Damage.
I thought it was like it was doing that as a result of the poison it was doing to us or something.
No.
It's just
Um,
sapping our fucking HP, wasn't it?
Okay, so
Yeah.
oddly, in regards to your lycanthropy,
Yes, every day I have to roll something.
well, it's not just that, but this makes you immune to poison. So, you now no longer have the poisoned effect that you would get from the lycanthropy. But at the end of the 24 hours, you will then go back to being poisoned again.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't just cure you, did I? Or Revy. Revy didn't. Gotta fucking go back and do it again, but at least you can use your claws this time and fuck them up quicker.
I just thought I can't ever use remove curse on Otley now.
Huh?
Say it again?
I can't ever. If you ever get cursed or anything by anybody, we can't use remove curse on you
That's
because
fine.
it'll remove your lycanthropy completely. That's why Scott won't come near me because I keep trying to use remove curse on him.
That's fair.
I thought it'd improve his attitude, and then someone told me it would turn him back to human. And he don't like the idea.
Yeah.
I have werewolf teeth, so I suppose I can just shove one of them, and you'll just be a wolf instead of bear.
I've got a werewolf tooth. It's on my necklace thingy.
I got loads in my pocket.
It just comes out with all this bling, this werewolf bling. That's
I got vampire dust too, so I suppose I could turn someone into a vampire as well.
I thought it was the blood that does that.
I've got that too. In both
yeah, I was
vampire
gonna
and
Probably got that.
lycanthrope blood.
It's just pulling out all of these jars that just have all of this stuff out of my bag.
Nah. I don't have any monster parts. I've got a like radioactive jar that I've bought off that guy, but that's about it.
I've got several monster parts in my pockets.
That's another good one to throw down.
Yeah, I've just got questionable radioactive material in a glass jar, totally not fragile, in a pouch on my hip. It's all good.
And Durr has a potential beholder in his beard.
Nice.
Oh, why? Where's that from?
The eye in the jar that you took from the cycle.
I was gonna say, was it? Yeah, the iron jar.
I didn't know that.
I would say maybe we could drop that on them, but then we'd have to probably fight the eye.
No, you know what? Just throw the iron jar from the sky as we fly over, and let the beholder deal with them.
The thing is, it attacks magical things, so it will actually probably latch on to 90% of that army.
Yeah. Otley won't know this, but downside of a beholder is if it survives and then it goes to sleep, whatever they dream happens to turn real around them. So we don't want it to get any like weird ideas from the spider cultist people, and then it dreams about it that night, and it happens all over again.
No, we just killed the beholder instead of the army.
That's true. And then you get some beholder eye thing.
And then we'll just get the eye back again. We'll just do it all again. It's like a reusable bomb.
Okay, eye. Blink.
It's a Pokemon.
Okay, eye. Blink if you want to come with us. Blink. Okay.
It's a Voltorb. We've had Sudowoodo, now we've got Voltorb in his beard.
Does anyone know True Resurrection? Because we could just like let the boulder die in the fight, we kill it, and then True Resurrection quickly throw it in the Iron Blast.
No, I'm about one spell. I would need to learn a bit more before I can get that one.
Yeah, it's probably a higher level, isn't it? Like 7 or 8.
Let's have a look.
Oh yeah, actually might even be 9.
It is a 9th level spell, and you need 2,000 or 25,000 worth of diamond, and it takes 24 hours to perform the ritual.
Yeah, but we've got like a lot of money in the like bank thing, innit?
Yeah. You mean my beard as well?
Yeah.
If you're in an area that that uses coins at the moment you're not, but then yes, you could quite easily get hold of that.
That's why I'm broke. All I've got is, other than equipment I'm using, is a letter of introduction from the guild. That's it.
Also, I mean, we do have quite a lot of. I saw Revy do that fucking firestorm, and I've got a big storm thing I can do, and I'm pretty sure Tordon, you've got some fucking big AoE shit.
That's what I was just saying. I was listing off my spells. I've got Fireball, I've got Dawn, I've got Sunbeam, I've got Scorching Ray, I've got Storm Sphere. What was the other one?
Mine will do 10-foot cubes, so I can do 100 square feet and get them in a storm, and I'm pretty sure Revy can do the same.
I have Wall of Fire as well, that was the other one.
It's a shame nobody else has Wall of Fire, isn't that right, Trin?
Yes.
I have Phantasmal Killer, that's quite a good one. And I can go quite high with my lightning spell.
Yeah, so you can just put 4 of you, just make a wall, and then player 5 flies over to the middle, and then player 6 just drops the book in the middle.
Anyway.
Here's another one. Here's a spell I've got, and I might need someone who knows monsters a bit better than me. But the way I've described this spider, if they're from another plane of existence, and I get really fucking lucky, I can just send them back there.
The vanish.
A bit stronger. I've got it's Banish will work, but I think they have to. They might not be gone forever. But if I plane shift them, if I get hold of her and plane shift her, I can send her back to the place where she's from, and then they can't come back.
Unless if she's powerful enough to just come back.
Yeah, right. Yeah, she might have plane shift and then fuck it. But then we both used our strong spells. If she is a spellcaster. Or it might be a fucking portal underneath and she just fucking does a little run and just pops back out again and we're fucked, aren't we?
I'll allow everybody to do a history check if they want.
Who's got the highest history?
Who's
got the highest?
I've got 0.
We'll do a check.
I'll just give someone guidance. Whoever's got the highest, I'll give them guidance. Tordon, you get guidance.
Okay.
1d4.
And guidance is plus 4, isn't it?
Yeah. Plus a d4, yeah.
Yeah. That one. 29.
Okay.
Fail.
So, from what you can tell, this person being a god, demigod, that sort of thing, they would belong to the celestial plane. And then this would be like the mortal realm, Midgard, whatever you want to call it. So, if you did want to do banishment, there would be an element of that to it. But, I say this, assuming that you guys give a crap about this. You might not. But from what you can tell, Arasta, the Spider Queen, was banished to the fortress of Esgaroth, which is in orbit above you, so to specifically keep them from going into other dimensions. So if you basically just want to give the finger to the gods and basically say, fuck you, this is your problem now, then banishment would be the key for it, yes.
But they might banish her back here because they don't want to deal with her.
It's like sleeping underneath a rug.
Just counterspell the god's banishment spell.
What? Again, I don't know too much about the gods and their power, but if she was meant to be up there, would it send her back up there or not? It would send her back to the original place. It wouldn't like put her back in prison, would it?
No, it would send her back to the celestial realm of the gods, like Mount Olympus, heaven, whatever you would want to call it. And then the gods would then need to do whatever they needed to do to put her back in the fortress, if that's something that they wanted to do. Alternatively, they could literally just drop her from orbit back on Earth.
As I was saying, they'll just banish her back here and they'll just counterspell it, basically. I suspect. Shame we don't have anyone that can ask a spiritual being.
Yes, adventurer. but that would just simply be you assuming that there would be something going up against that. Like, banishing them is very much a possibility. Assuming that you're able to use it against them and they're not able to resist it.
Yeah, probably won't even fucking work either. It's yeah, it'll be a tough one.
Okay.
But given the enormity of what you're facing with her, you can probably guess that she has magic resistance and legendary resistances.
Yeah.
So you would need to wear her down a bit before you can attempt it.
Yeah, but does she have resistance to these hands? That's what I want to know.
Either way, she's going to catch him.
I was about to say that, yeah. Ollie says that in Goblin because he can speak that.
Hey, I'll shoot you some gun fingers.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully not that the spell version that's on D&D. Yeah. Absolutely love that spell, by the way.
Okay, so now that you've done that and you gained your Hero's Feast stuff, what would you guys like to do? The original plan was that you would just travel the forest and go to Athel Lorien, and then basically just cross the river and make your way to the village. But is that still the plan, or do you want to deviate in any way?
What do we think, guys? I mean, getting there is not the hard part, is it? It's what we do once we get there.
Well, but you guys were a bit tentative as to how we were going to get to Athel Lorien, because on the map it's about 20 miles away, but the path is a constant with you guys.
I mean, if we wanted to, I could turn us all into gas again, like I did that one time before. We could just fly there.
I'll fly on my carpet.
Well, the gas form for me is very, very dangerous because I don't want to get lost in the forest.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'll join the carpet crew.
Yeah. It just gets us there, so we're in no rush, it'll just get us there really fucking quick.
Well, it took us a lot to walk until the moat, so I do vote to get some fly actions to go to Athel Lorien.
Another thing. Did I see any trees, Matt, inside the fortress?
Other than the one she was controlling.
Dead trees, yes. But this area seems to be put in sort of like a clearing at the top of a hill. I don't know if you know what the Celtic forts look like.
Yeah.
But it was basically that. But there were trees around, they were just dead.
Right, I see. If I see any live trees, I could just teleport straight there. But
That ain't the case.
Well, the one thing I will say about that, when you fast travelled here via trees, you did get a bit sort of lost in the enormity of how big this forest is. And there were anchor trees in place to help you navigate that. But there were also trees that were connected to that led to the Shadow Realm. So if you were to sort of like meditate on that and explore it, you could potentially use the travel by tree spell to get to this village directly. But it would be a skill check after you've cast a spell.
Pretty risky. We might just fucking pop out and then they'll just stab us anyway.
Well, now if we bring an army with us.
That would be a good idea, but the tree's only open for 6 seconds. I mean, we could probably get, 30, 40 people through it if we all, charged.
Everyone crowds around the tree, and we're like, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, like a line, and run! And we just charge through in a line. But the last guy might get, split in half and sucked into a tree if he's not quick enough.
It'd be like in Harry Potter, like if you don't get the timing right, you just crash into the wall.
Yeah, I've seen that happen. It's quite funny.
Yeah, when you travelled, there were the normal trees, there were the pink trees, and the black trees. The pink trees seem to be like the ones that the forest has, the wood elves have specifically set up to help people navigate through the forest. And then the black trees are the ones that would lead to the Shadow Realm.
Pretty risky going. I don't want to fuck with the Shadow Realm, guys. I mean, I'm happy to try it if you want to, but pretty risky. I could also conjure a giant. That's just something I can do. I can just make a giant appear and have it rampage through a load of people and just fuck them up. That would be quite funny to watch.
I do like the luring option.
Yeah, I think it's a good strategy to start with. So we could try sneak round while that happens.
That's kind of what I was suggesting to Bangladesh.
Yeah, so...
Or I might just sort of keep some of them busy if not all of them.
Okay, so final answer. What's the plan?
Right, let's just start moving that way then, shall we? We're gonna have to start fucking walking anyway. We got beasts of burden, right? To ride. We're gonna ride those.
You were sort of on the fence as to whether or not you wanted to accept that or not, simply because there was an issue of if you're riding particularly a flying beast and that beast then decides for whatever reason it doesn't want to stick to the path, then you're a bit fucked. But
what? Is that what they've told us? They will either take us where we want to go or it just won't.
So they were a bit evasive in answering, but they've basically said that the animals have more of an affinity with the forest than humans do. So they will basically take you to where the forest wants you to go, but if for whatever reason something prevents them from doing that, i.e. something tries to kill them, and they're not currently on the path whenever they fall to the ground and die, then you're off the path. So it's one of those things where you would put 100% of your faith in the beast to A, not die, and to not screw you over.
Yeah.
No, I don't like the idea.
I
You're
say
thinking
let's
about
just go for it. Leave beast burns, just go for it.
Alright, start walking.
Alright then. But are you stopping off for supplies at all, like food, water, that sort of thing? And
That might be a good shout, to be fair.
Yeah. If they've got a half a sack or something they can give us with some rations in, that'd be nice.
sure.
Because we are going to save their forest. What? Yeah. Are you guys coming or what? I'll turn around and to the rest. We're going to go and march against an army. Are you guys coming with us to march against this army?
I mean, it wasn't exactly put on our to-do list, and we have another army that we need to deal with. But do not worry, we'll wave at you if something untoward occurs.
Well, I mean, there is something untoward. There's a giant fucking demigod spider, not that far away. You're not coming. Is that just double checking? You are not coming to help us save your forest.
We will come should you call for us, but right now we have more immediate concerns with the Red Paladins. Do not worry. Once we have murdered every single one of them and their children, we will come and save you.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I'm pretty fucking worried. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if you know what a giant spider as a demigod looks like, but it's pretty fucking terrifying.
Well, we're sending half of our number to aid our father on the coast, and then the other half we're keeping in reserve here. Once you reach the capital, then the contingent there will be able to determine whether or not they'll be able to assist you.
Oh, there's people there already.
Of course, it's the capital.
Oh, you mean Athel Lorien, not the other place? Okay, right, yeah, fair enough. Oh, right, so we'll go there and we'll pick up an army and then we'll march.
Yes, they'll be in the best position to help you, for we are just simply the wardens and the Ashara, whereas Athel Lorien has the Eternal Guard who will be able to assist you.
Oh, well, I don't know if you mentioned that before, but yeah, that's quality. We'll go and get an army from there. An army against an army sounds a lot fucking better than just us. Right.
So it's
So Athel Lorien then.
Alright then. So I'm assuming you're sticking to the path with all of the adherence that you could possibly maintain?
Yeah.
Okay. So you journey along the path, and as in sort of like the first hour of you leaving Deepwood Motte, the path is very visible, to the point that the stones have been laid down, but the earth has been swept away, tree roots aren't intruding on the path or anything. It's quite a sort of like pleasant trek through the forest. Almost as if the forest is very aware of this. As soon as you cross that first hour, it then becomes forest wilderness. You can see the path being illuminated ahead of you, but it is one of those points where it's taking you around in sort of loop-to-loop sort of form. It's not taking you in a straight line. It's basically taking you around one tree, then circling around another, and then circling around another again. But as you are journeying through this part of the forest, you're noticing that the wildlife here is very, very active in comparison to everywhere else. So you're seeing several creatures like just roaming the forest, but these creatures are very substantial in comparison to what you would expect. So all of the creatures are the giant varieties of them. So like you've got giant badgers, giant foxes, all those things. Like you see an eagle snatch like small bird out of the sky, and then like a bigger eagle comes along and snatches both of them up.
Yeah.
But one of the things that you're picking up the most is that there are herds of giant elk just wandering around. But many of them sort of scatter as soon as they see you, but there are the occasional ones that sort of stand their ground and protect the rest of the herd from you. But the path seems to be of a mind where it doesn't take you through those sort of points, if that makes sense. So even though oh crap, I didn't update any of the tokens, so bear with me. But the path seems to be very aware of where their borders are and where your journey might intrude on them, and is taking you away from that. So it's really just a case of whether or not you just want to follow the path and admire the scenery, or whether or not you want to do some hunting.
We could hunt along the way, maybe?
Yeah. I mean, this forest has been ravaged enough. What are we hunting for? Just fun.
Yeah, to be honest, we are in a magical forest. I don't want to hurt anybody that actually hurts the forest. I do support the for a change.
Well, there's too much and it's damaging the ecosystem because, you know, nothing's hunting it right now.
You don't know that.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. What if? You're not even known by the hunt, mate. I don't know what your opinion. I don't know if it matters, does it?
Oh,
we go in that direction now, huh?
okay, so that does actually remind me of something which I completely forgot about. So, quickly rewinding back to when you guys did your long rest, Tordum. As you sleep, you have a very vivid dream. You're in the desert, and you can immediately see that this is the desert of your homeland in Wit. You're looking at all of, like, the dunes of the sand.
Yay! There's no water anywhere.
A vivid blue sky above you. And as you look out into the dunes, so completely surrounded by desert on all sides, you can see that there's movement on the horizon. And as you watch, you see 3 giant, like, gargantuan cobras emerge from the sand and start heading towards you. And then you can see on the back of, as they get closer, you can see on the back of each of these cobras are members of the lizard folk kind, literally riding these cobras with sort of reins in the cobra's mouths attached to their teeth.
Sounds about normal.
And then the ground starts to sort of quake underneath you, and with that, an even bigger snake comes out, and you find yourself riding on it, along with about 50 or so lizard folk warriors. And riding on, effectively driving this giant snake, is the chieftain of your tribe, who you recognise as Tlan.
Okay, I won't even attempt to pronounce that.
You can see that you're in a valley, so in the desert, and you basically recognise this as what the humans call the Hot Gates. And immediately heading south, you can see that there's a great green oasis of land, which is protected by a marble wall with a giant tower in the middle. And you recognise this as the Mage's Tower of Wit. Given the context of all of this, like your clan has been called to this, you got the Cobra Riders heading straight towards it. You can gather everybody is getting ready to attack the Tower of Wit. You then hear a great oscillating roar which resounds throughout the sound, like everything. The sound visibly vibrates as you hear this coming, and the sun is momentarily blotted out as a giant flying serpent covered in feathers with multiple wings effectively flies up and curls in front of the sun, very much posing, as you see what appears to be the god of your people, Quetzalcoatl.
Okay.
And that's when you wake up.
Okay. Oh. It's wet again.
And then
happening?
So then Tordum sort of like, do you tell anybody about this, or do you keep it to yourself?
I had a dream and I went home and I saw lots of snakes and we were eating wizards.
Oh, nothing new then.
There you go, then there is nothing new for me.
Okay, so as you guys are travelling through the forest, like watching all of the creatures doing their thing, eating each other, fornicating, just generally wandering around, your beard starts vibrating.
Oh fuck.
Someone's calling.
Yeah, I'll put my hand in. Can I feel what's vibrating?
You just sort of think about it, and you pull out the sending stone.
Oh. Yeah, probably for you, and I'll throw it to Barracas.
Right, yeah. Alright.
Are you one of the Alphas?
Great. Hello?
Hi. Stick. You probably don't remember me, but I'm the paladin guy who is occasionally present.
Yeah, your name, that sounds ring a bell.
Okay. Are there any mages near you? Like mages of wit?
Maybe. Maybe no.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, we're in Northwick, chasing down some leads for Jen, and we just found out that the mage of Northwick has been recalled to wit in very emergency style thing. We've just tried contacting the Alphas in New Asgard, and they've confirmed that their mage has also been called away in this sort of emergency capacity.
I'm starting to slowly side looking to our lizard friend. Well, I pass over the sending stone to Nat.
You're just like, please hold.
Just a second. I think this is for you.
Hi.
Hello.
What do you want?
Mages being emergency recalled back to their...
Oh yeah, we like to eat them. Sorry.
Right. Are you in wit?
No. But my god is.
Right.
Apparently my god is.
Right. Would you
And
care to...
I can't pronounce his name. Tenochtitlan is riding a giant snake.
Right.
Eating wit.
Right. Okay. Is there anybody else that I could talk to about this?
Anybody else knows Wizards of Wit? I was going to say to the group.
Buddy, that's a wizard of wit, but free to talk.
Well, yeah, I just thought I'd ask. But if you hear any words of why the mages are being recalled, then
Because they're being eaten.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Anybody else want to talk to the random person on the phone?
I don't really remember who Snake is. Jokes. No, I don't remember him. Well, we will let you know as soon as we know anything else, but we are away from Norfolk right now. Ready for anyway.
Right, okay. Right, I'll see what the others have to say about it. Thanks anyway.
Alright, let us know. Do.
Will you accept charges for this call?
Fuck.
Okay, so with that sort of revelation come and gone, do you guys want to simply carry on with the pathfinding, or do you want to stop and discuss? Or both?
As we're walking, I say, what the fuck's that about? Who are the Wizards of Wit?
They're the wizards that kind of work in conjunction with the Red Paladins, and they're not very nice people. They always seem to work against us or try to kill us. I just don't like them, so I just like to eat them.
Oh, if they're going to try and kill you, you probably wouldn't, would you? But what didn't he say he was working with one of them that was called away from where they were?
They kind of politically work with high up powers, so technically, in a way, politically they're needed. I mean, who would you rather work with, the Wizards of Wit, or the Lizard Folk of Wit?
I don't know who either one of them are.
Thanks, I'm offended.
I don't know your last name.
I don't have one. Lizard Folk don't have them.
There you go. I don't think we've ever had a proper conversation to them.
Well, there you go. I'm from Wit, so you either get to deal with my people or wizards.
There you go. The wizards probably.
There you
How
go
often,
then.
how often do they try and hit people in the face?
They enslave people, and they assassinate, and they basically get into power by sleeping with people.
You don't sound like a lovely bunch either.
You're also thinking back as well. The mage who had made the dragon fall in love with her to now wants to marry Torden was a mage of wit as well.
I'm saying they're what they do, whatever plans they've got going on in this world is screwing with the. Seems to work in the favour of the bad guy of the game.
What was he on about then? What did he want us to do about it? Who even was that on the phone?
He just wants to know why the Wizards of Wit have been called back to Wit. Like, I'm supposed to know what the Wizards of Wit are doing, apart from being eaten by my people. Why do you think I'm not in Wit? Why am I here? I'm here chasing wizards.
I don't even know. I don't know why I'm here, let alone you.
Well, currently we're in a forest arguing about why we're here, and we're supposed to be killing giant spiders
That's
while
the only
answering
reason.
phone calls about wizards and Wit.
Yeah. The only reason I'm here right now is because of the forest. I thought I better help it out before I jog on.
This is basically just telling
Oh,
you.
is that
you're
dropping
planning to
subtle
leave it?
hints there, Tyler?
I'm thinking about. I think about leaving every day.
With all
I
of
don't really know what's
with
going
every,
on.
We've got a house and everything together now.
Yeah, but you guys got a house.
Got that nice little bit of garden for you to sleep in.
I've got a house here and I'll shake my staff. I've got a house wherever I fucking want to go. I'm a
But you
nomad.
wanted to plant the tree, and you promised the tree you'd help it grow in the garden.
Yeah.
Don't abandon your tree. You have responsibilities to it now.
Yeah, that's not how trees work.
He's got a point.
It'll do all right on its own. Trust me.
It'll probably be very sad that you lied to it. It will remember that forever and ever and ever.
I
And
don't
once
think I
it
did.
becomes sentient,
did I
it'll
lie to a
destroy
tree?
all the goblins in the world.
To be fair, I can pop in on it any time I want. I'm that powerful. It doesn't mind being split open and someone walking out of it.
I think you'd be very confused.
It probably would.
Yeah.
Right. Anything else to discuss about the Wizards of Wit then? Anything we need to know?
I think I summed them up right. Did I?
yeah.
I don't think that's
So-
really to know.
So, I'll say, getting frustrated with this, decides to read the book about the Clinging Isles. But Wit is effectively, you have two superpowers in this area. You have the High Elves and the Mages, and being two superpowers, they're basically at war with each other. But pretty much every country in the Clinging Isles has both a High Elf advisor and a Mage advisor, who basically operate as diplomats and advisors to the royalty and stuff like that. But the High Elves basically advise through reason, and the Mages advise by basically being porn stars.
I think the wizards in the witches and wizards in Witcher
Yeah,
is
basically.
what the wit wizards are.
Yeah, basically. And so they have their own agenda, which majoritively means keeping the rich wealthy and the poor enslaved, whereas the High Elves are more pragmatic in their approaches. But majoritively, you guys have sort of sided with how the High Elves are doing things. But you have killed, as a group, you've killed members of the Mages of Wit, which has effectively labelled you as public enemy number one for them, but they don't really seem to have done much about that, because there's a continuous rivalry going on between the individual mages. So a lot of them seem quite happy with the fact that you've killed their rivals, and so
We're
they're...
not happy with killing the mages themselves, but we've killed someone that gives them a better position where they want to be, so therefore we've done them a favour in the long run.
Yeah. So with all of that in mind, it's a question of whether or not you want to give a crap about the fact that the mages are apparently under attack by the lizard folk and by the god of lizards, or if you think this is them getting their comeuppance, or whether you just simply don't have time for it.
Just let them get eaten.
I'm struggling to keep track of it all.
Don't worry about it. It's not your problem. Don't worry about it. It's not your...
I mean, none of this is really my problem. I've just decided to help you out. There's fucking vampires, and now there's a lich, and now there's a fucking prison, and now there's mages. Like, you guys are fucking... People just not like you.
No, they didn't like these people. We just decided to join in to help them, and we got sucked in the long way too.
Making enemies everywhere you go. Try making friends for once.
What are you guys then?
Colleagues.
Yeah.
Colleagues.
Work acquaintance.
Oh, Morena back. She was my friend.
What else she's doing?
Probably married with 6 kids now.
In game, has it been like 6 days
Yeah.
since you left? You could probably send her a message if you wanted to. Have you got that? I've seen people do that. They can like send messages through their head.
No, I don't have message head.
I think you do, actually.
Well, not in my current listing.
No, you don't, but
It might be in my spell book, but it's not in my current casting list.
fair enough.
Send message, wasn't it? That's cool.
No, it's just called message.
Sending messages like the cantrip.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so as you guys are sort of like debating about the confusion of the world, mages, lizards, and making friends, you come into a clearing, and basically just like completely just round, empty clearing, doesn't really have anything special about it. Other than the fact that there are 2 trees, literally just standing bipedal, in the way of the path that is where the path is leading you.
Look, Dad, you're friends.
Yeah, let's go and see if they're friendly like the others. Hello there, tree people.
Greetings. We are the guardians of the path.
Oh, that's good. We're known. The path's been shown to us. Are we in our past?
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
Otley's
Right.
already considering his axe, but I feel like for the benefit of the party that I don't show it to them yet.
Yeah. Why aren't we allowed past? Why might I ask?
There is a toll to pay.
Oh no, we paid it back there. 2 other geezers asked us for that. We would have given it to them.
Can I get a deception from you, please?
I'm going to guide myself. Oh, it's a 14 plus a 2. And I got my deception, so that's 16. And my deception is plus 2, so 18.
Indeed. In that case, you need not pay the toll, but we need you to find something that we dropped.
Please not let it be a leaf.
Yeah, well, I mean, we haven't really got time for this. We're trying to save this forest. Can you tell us what it is?
I dropped my finger.
There.
Right.
Can you help me find my finger?
No, I'd rather just pay you instead, mate. We ain't really got time for this.
A pity.
Otley's gonna like point to a part of this like open area that's like really far away from him and be like, "Is that it over there? I think that's it."
Oh, I think we're right. That is it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I get
Go and have a look.
deception either with so you can either both roll deception, or one of you can give advantage to the other.
I was joining in, so I'll give him advantage.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I have a -1, so great. I need the advantage because I rolled a 2. That's a 12 minus 1. So 11.
Okay, so fortunately these trees aren't particularly wise, so this one starts trumping over to here and starts looking, but the other one stands resolute.
Right, well, now he's found it. Can we go? So to carry on walking. See if he stops me.
Can I get a dexterity saving throw from you, please?
Yep. That is a 19 plus 3, so 22.
Okay, so you sort of see it coming, but the tree just lets out a massive stomp, sort of blocking the path.
Alright, easy.
Very well. If you have already paid the toll, and you have helped find the finger, then may you help me with something else.
Oh
If
my
you
god.
ask so nicely, I'm gonna nicely respond and say no.
Listen,
Why not?
you know, we don't give those kind of favours to trees, alright?
I'll tell you what, I'll help you if you and your mate come with us down the road and to try to save this entire forest. How about that? This is your home, right? And we're on a little bit of a journey to go and try and save the entirety of it. So if this is really that important over saving this forest, we'll help you. But then you've got to come with us to help fight for your home.
Can I get, say, persuasion with advantage?
Guide myself. Oh, that's a 17 plus 1 plus, so that's 18 persuasion plus 7, 25.
Very well. If you can help me answer this riddle, then we will accompany you in whatever it is that you deem worthy.
Perfect. Shoot.
I stand tall, yet never walk. My fingers stretch, but never talk. In death I dress in fire or snow. In life I help all things grow. I drink with feet, but never thirst. My silent heart does not rehearse. What am I?
That's a tree, bruv.
I mean, yeah, it sounds like he's describing himself because he's been standing there and not moving the whole time because he's a lazy bastard and he don't want to help save his forest. So I think he's talking about himself.
You think that the answer is a tree?
Yes.
I'm saying you specifically are being lazy.
But why would a tree ask for a riddle about trees?
I don't know, I'm not a tree.
That's like
Is that another
I
riddle?
don't know about trees.
I know enough. I'm not an
So,
expert.
you talk to him more than I do.
That's true.
Can I get insight from you?
Which one? All of us?
Oh yeah, anyone who's interested.
Oh, that's not very good. 4 plus 1. No, 3 plus 1, so 4 plus insight. 5, 9.
15?
Inside.
Actually, one of my higher.
I think I got 32.
Oh, damn.
I can't imagine why with your plus 13 insight.
Yeah, I got lucky with my 19.
Yeah, so Onyx, you're putting two together, and you get the feeling somebody has given this riddle to this tree, knowing that he'll never understand the concept of it because he is a tree, and trees are quite stupid. So he's probably just somebody dicking with it.
Oh, bless. Oh, no.
That's so cruel.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull the two talking to him. I'm gonna like pull him to the side and explain exactly that. Be like, guys, I think
no,
like-
how waste.
I'm nice, okay? The trees don't deserve to be like beaten up just because they were like misinformed and like led astray, essentially.
We were told never to let somebody past until the riddle has been solved.
Well, there you go. It's been solved.
But how do we know that that is the answer?
Because
Yes,
we're
playing
very
games.
wise heroes of the land, and we just know this stuff.
Indeed. Can I get a persuasion check from you?
Why have you got to pick my weakest stat?
Just ask Barracus for backup.
Oh, I actually have pluses in that. That's an 11.
Does anyone want to add to that at all?
I'll guide him. What needs to be.
Sam, right? Physically.
My advice is ask Barracus for backup.
I shall also guide you, adventurer. So if you want to add 2d4 to that.
Oh, it's stacked. Right, that's plus 3, plus 4. 19.
Hey.
Okay, so this
I'm hiding my axe because I'm nervous as hell that they're going to see it.
okay, so can I get a stealth check from you while you're doing that? So the tree sort of like nods at this and is like, yes, you seem very wise.
I am
Yes,
very wise.
you may pass, which
with a
nobody
bad-
ever said ever. Question is, our deal is that we help you. How would you like us to help you?
I mean, it's more helping yourself. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but your forest is being decimated. How do you think you can help?
There was a call from Hibiscus the tree to help him cleanse the grove of the natural 20.
Is that the tree I brought to life?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is
Alternatively, you could also just ask the trees to come help you battle against the Dark Elf force.
No, you go and deal with your tree business. You go to your
Yeah.
tree lord. He knows what he's doing.
Very well. We thank you, little orc. And you, not so little orc. And you, Onyx of the Rangers.
Hi.
Why do you not think she's an orc?
Because she has style.
It's like
Oh, why? Look at my
that.
beard.
Hey, I
This
didn't
is
even get
well
an intro.
kept.
We're not.
Very
Didn't even
much.
get intro, so we're fine.
Yes, indeed. Totem of the Shamans.
Most people.
That one's green. Why don't you think they're an orc?
Because she's a lizard.
And they
Oh,
see
so
lizards
trees
every
know what
day
lizards
running
are.
around on the ground that are like. There's like a little noob or something runs past. See?
What about that one? I'm going to point at Baraka.
of course. What do you have to drag me into
It's
this?
just a red orc, right?
I do not know. He is not known.
Of course it's not.
Otley laughs in his face.
He's Baracus the unknown.
Yeah, nobody knows. He's just a stranger.
He's the unknowable Baracus. No one's allowed to know him.
But then the other tree comes over. He's like, but I would like to know.
You're way too close.
Would you like to know me?
No.
Yeah, he's just found his finger. He can show you what he's going to do with it.
Shall we to show you where you can shove up your finger?
Otley's like trying to run past this guy.
Only if you show me slowly.
And so you turn around, 90 degrees forward.
Okay, so while Barakash is shoving sticks up trees' asses, what are the rest of you doing?
I'm going past that guy.
Okay.
I'm like walking with my back away from him,
Okay.
with my hands behind my back.
What did you get on your self check?
13.
Okay, yeah. So the tree's not paying you particular mind, but he isn't objecting to you going past either.
Right, let's go then. Good luck with Mr. Hibiscus.
Yes. That's all he says.
I'm gonna walk on then, if they'll let us. Quickly, I'll say quickly to the rest of the group.
Okay, so you travel along, a little bit more. This seems to have been sort of like a very one-off encounter in this regard. The path is very empty of things that are deliberately trying to waylay you. It is very much over teeming with wildlife. There's all sorts of like animals just darting around, doing all sorts of things, but the path is deliberately sort of changing to take you away from these creatures. However, you come to another clearing. I'll just reuse this map because I'm lazy. Where you come to another clearing where all of a sudden and you can sort of like just see like the light of the sun just coming down, just like illuminating this area. When all of a sudden the sun is momentarily just blotted out, as you can see, or rather feel, the force of a giant flying creature above you.
Oh dear.
That's what it is.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say. Can you see anything about it, or?
Yeah, so you all look up.
While they all look up, I'm gonna shake my staff and cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay, so everybody gets +10 to their stealth.
Yeah.
Okay.
I won't look up.
So yeah, as you guys all look up, you can see basically a giant rock just flying overhead. But relatively, it's still in the confines of the forest, but has basically passed over this clearing, so that you basically can all see it. And Barakas, you hear the voice in the back of your head that just simply says, "Hunt."
Oh my god, no.
Does he share that he hears this? Or do we just hear him go, "Oh my god, no!" randomly?
How far away is the rock?
About 80 feet.
Something tells me that there's a fight incoming.
Ooh, alright, what do we do? Hide?
We don't hide.
Does anybody else want to input on this?
Maybe it'll help us with the forest.
Yeah. I mean, the fucking giant bird. Maybe it's like a guardian of this part of the forest.
Is it as big as that big spider that you saw? Because like birds eat spiders, don't they? Sometimes.
They do.
Maybe it will help eat that, or some of those spiders that might eat them. So,
It's entirely up to you guys. If you want to try and call it down, then you can.
I'll ready my big with animals just in case.
I'm not going to cool it down. Fuck that. That thing was fucking terrifying. What if it decides not to and eats us?
Then I'll just climb out from inside it. I've got my axe in it. Come my way out.
I like
Gur's going to hunker down in his ghillie.
But the good thing about being inside the rock is that if you cast the maggot, then the maggot would appear next to you. Because you're already inside it.
Yeah. Dur's going to hunker down in his, to the side in his ghillie suit and just hunker down. Anyone else can do what they want. Just over there.
Okay, I'll put it on the map just for reference sake. So does anybody want to do anything at all with this?
Well, if the group is passing through it, like, without getting noticed, am I gonna just stay a little bit behind, still being just behind the group, looking at the birds?
Okay, can I get stealth checks from everybody then, please?
Plus 10. Pass out a trace if you want it.
Yep.
Plus a 10 on top or roll the detail.
10 on top.
18.
21.
18 for me as well.
Onyx?
How much was it from the passive without trace again, sorry?
10.
10.
Flat 10 bonus.
Oh, sorry, my brain is like being really stupid. 32.
Hayden, what did you get?
18.
Okay. And then Reveille very unhealthily says, really, really loudly, I have disadvantage in my plate, adventurer. I got a nat 1.
Oh no!
He's a smooth talker. I'm sure he can get his way out.
Yeah, but does he have speak with animals?
Ooh. Probably.
Because I do, but I'm not a spook talker.
So I'll sort of place you all sort of over there, and so Reveille just randomly shouts this out in the middle of the grove. At which point the rock, which had its which scored 17 on its detect stealth roll, immediately just comes, sees Reveille, and immediately makes an immediate beeline for him.
Ollie's gonna yell out to him like, "Stop!"
To the rock, I mean.
Yeah, the bird.
Okay, can I get an intimidation from you, please?
That's a 19 minus 1, so 18.
Sorry, what was that again?
18.
Okay, so the rock is is reaching out its talons to pick Reveille up. You shout stop at it, and it sort of lurches forward, trying to stop itself, and then just sort of closes up its talons and turns to face you, and is sort of flapping about 20 feet above the ground. Who are you that you would command me, humanoid?
Otley. I'm from the north.
And what the rack do you think I care about the north?
Well, because you guys fly really far with migration and stuff. I thought you might have been there at one point.
I probably have, but I prefer the hunting territories of here. Now, what do you want that you would interrupt my supplement?
Well, we were just talking actually about how like birds like yourself really like eating insects and stuff like that. You know, like worms and stuff.
Insects like
We
you
happen-
mean?
No, not like real insects. Like we basically, my friend here, I'm gonna like point at the bush that doesn't, you know, contain ghillie suit or whatever. where it probably is a real bush because I don't know which one I'm pointing at. I'm like, well, I don't. He's around here somewhere anyway.
Yeah, it does go the other way to you guys.
Yeah, over there, he's gone. Yeah. Anyway, he's somewhere. Like he saw this like vision of this massive spider. It's probably like the best meal a bird could ever eat. And we were just talking about how like birds would eat them, and then we saw you, and I just thought, you know what? If that bird looks hungry, that would be perfect as a meal, wouldn't it?
Spiders are good to eat. Very high in protein.
Exactly.
However, there are times where a bird needs finger food.
Well, that's why they have lots of other little drow there. There's like a bunch of them. That's loads of finger food. They've got loads of fingers.
Yeah.
Where is this drow?
I'm like looking around for wherever there might be. I'm gonna like call out to Goblin. I'm like, he wants, you know, wants to know where the drow are.
I'll pop out and walk forward. Hello, mate. You're
Where did you come from?
Yeah, I was hiding. You're pretty fucking scary. Over there somewhere.
That I am, aren't I? At which point he's then going to stop flying and he's going to land, and with like a great like, and sets out this little shockwave of dust.
I'll quickly try and run over there. Yeah, over that way somewhere. But you know, I mean, I don't know how powerful you are. You could help us if you want to go in that way.
Most powerful. Can you not tell?
Oh,
No, really.
That's why we're saying you should eat them.
Very nice. Be nice.
Who
This is to
are
the birds.
you?
Let it go.
Who are you, finger food? You will not know.
Oh, no.
And without brains, brainless. Small company. Finger food.
Although there is 6 of you, which makes it rather odd for you to be fingers. Are you a 6-fingered hand?
No, but we could be like 2 hands.
With
I
small.
don't know, how many fingers have you got?
I do not have fingers. I have talons. He sort of shows them, stands on one leg and sort of shows them off to you.
And how many talons do you have per foot?
3.
Well, there you go. So you only have 6.
Yes.
And there's 6 of us.
Yes.
So maybe we're talons, not fingers.
Ha! You are not talons. If anything, you are recently cut toenails.
I wasn't trying to be
Are you looking for a
offensive.
6-fingered person? Did they kill your father?
So what was that?
No, it's a Princess Bride joke.
Yeah. Yes, I am Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare for squawk. Feather attack. And so,
Is he preparing an attack?
no, that was comedy right?
Okay, maybe he was coming for us.
No, shitting himself.
This thing's fucking, he'll eat me in one go.
So he takes like a stomp towards you and leans down, so his beak is like quite close to you. So what do you propose, little humanoid?
Well, we're trying to get there, but this path is like taking forever. But
If only
My buddy
you had
here.
wings.
exactly. So what if? I mean, you're massive, right?
That I am.
What if we all hop on, and we'll guide you where to go?
I know where to go. What makes you think that I don't?
Well, in that case, you know, you could just save us the walk.
And why would
being
I
that you're
want to
such a
do
powerful
that?
creature. Because we can help you get more finger food while you're there. Because you're quite big, right? So you can't go in the little like nookies and stuff, but we can get in there and like get the finger food out for you.
Yes, you are very small.
I mean, I'm bigger than most of my people, but yeah.
I find that hard to believe. But aside from finger food, which I could find anywhere, why should I help you?
I mean, you don't want people telling amazing stories about like the most badass bird that ever there was in this forest. It was like the best predator, and it ate all of those spiders and the finger food as well. Even like the dragons over on that in like stupid elf land to the west, like even they would be jealous of you.
The dragons are jealous of me.
Exactly, they'd be more jealous because they'd be like, "Oh, I wish I was cool as that one bird."
You make interesting points, little human. Can I get a persuasion check for me? I love that the person who has the lowest persuasion is doing all of the persuading.
Yeah, and I got a 5. That's -1, so it's a 4.
Do you want to hero point this at all, or does anyone want to help?
I will, yeah.
I was gonna say 4 is I don't think that's gonna succeed.
Alright, that's a 14, that's better. -1, that's 13.
Pretty low.
A bit bad. He's like whispering in Goblin, he's like, "Don't help."
I don't know what the fuck you want me to do about it. He's either going to come or he's not.
You have given me something to think about, little humanoid.
I'm glad.
I shall confer with the Parliament.
You have a whole parliament? That's pretty sick. There's more of you.
Of course there is. Haven't you ever heard of the Parliament of the Rock?
I've not, no. I mean, I've heard of your kind before, but I didn't know you had like a whole organised system of government. That's pretty sick.
Yes, of course we do.
I
We
have to
are
make sure I tell my
birds.
people about that as well, because like my people are really good at telling stories, so we could, I'll even go back to them and tell the story of what you did here.
I shall
Help spread your glory. I'll make sure I'll go and tell them dragons myself that you're better than them.
You do that. In the meantime, we shall confer with the Parliament. He says this very dramatically. In the meantime, understand this. From what you have said, this giant spider is in the Shadowlands. We will struggle to be there, so we may not be there for long. Ensure that you are there, so that we can be witnessed by you.
Of course.
What if we
yeah,
can
we're
get
going
out
now.
of the Shadowlands?
I mean, I was hoping you'd give us a lift, so that way you know we're there at the same time as you.
I
Especially
can-
if you've got a whole, parliament of people, of birds.
As mighty as I am, I cannot wage war against the spiders for no reason. The spiders have done nothing to my kind, and so we must deliberate.
I mean, they are destroying this forest. Is this not your home?
The
Yeah.
sky is my home, little orc.
Yeah, but your prey lives on the ground, and they're gonna, wrap up and steal all the food. And then you'll have no food here, and you can't come and hunt in your favourite place anymore. You should tell that to your parliament, so that they know to come.
While this is true, and I do agree with you, there are rules.
There's always fucking rules, isn't there? There's always some rule that means they can't help us.
I thought this guy was like the leader of his people or something. I don't know why I thought that.
No, sorry, we misjudged you.
Can I get
Before you were someone else.
Can I get an intimidation check from me, please?
From which one of us?
From Otley. I'm assuming that you're
Okay,
trying to piss him off in some form or another.
Hey, I'm gonna use another hero point. It's a 9.
Does anybody want to help him correctly piss off this giant bird?
I'm thinking I'll roll it.
Why are we pissing off the bird? Sorry.
I don't know. We weren't really trying to, but we just have.
No, I was trying to like persuade it to like speed up the process, and apparently it's pissing it off.
We're sort of trying to coax it into helping us.
Yeah, I don't think I can help you, not gonna lie. I don't really have anything I could help unless I know anything about these sort of birdies, but I don't think I do.
I'll ask as you said. I'll say, what if we got it out of the Shadowlands with you and your kin attack it?
I don't see why not.
All right, cool. We can do that. I'll look at the others. Yeah, we can get this thing out of the Shadowlands. I was actually going to wait till we got to Athel Lorien. I don't know if you've seen this armor I'm wearing. It's pretty fucking snazzy. We know this creature's name. I could just say its name and it will just appear in front of me, take it away from its whole army, and we'll just surround it and stab it to death.
Then why haven't you done that?
I literally thought of it like 5 minutes ago.
I was just thinking, Otley's like looking at you really confused. In Goblin, he's like, why is that not the first plan?
It is very expensive. It's sort of a one-shot. I need to get it re-enchanted again to do it, and it costs a fair bit of money. But yeah, no, I can just... Yeah, I could just... Well, I was waiting until we got to like those fuckers back there weren't going to help us. But if we turn up to Athel Lorien, and there's a whole army there, I'll just like call it forward outside the main gate, and then close the gate behind it, and then it's on its own, and we'll just fucking tear into it.
I love that your plan is to just force the next city to fight them by just being like, it's your problem now, and just delivering it to them.
No, that's it. If not, we'll just go into a clearing, I'll call it out there, but you know what I mean, they may as well. This thing's gonna not know its fucking head from its arse either. It's just gonna be dragged through a gateway, across fucking one place to another, it's not gonna have a choice. And yeah, and then I'll close it behind, and it ain't really got a chance.
That's fine.
Yeah, do you want to read to the group what the damage to you will be in regards to this?
Due to the unstableness of the magic and the high level spell cost, casting will cause a wild magic surge. Roll 4 rolls on the table after casting. The caster then must make a spell casting DC check of 19 or take 9d10 necrotic damage. That's not too bad. I'll take 45 damage-ish.
Is that a spell?
Yeah, it's the I've imbued my armor with the gate spell. It's a 9th level spell. It's super fucking powerful.
Oh no, yeah. I need to get Motley to make some cool stuff.
Well, seeing as you already have a plan in mind, why do you need me?
I just thought you might want to, imagine if you went back to your kin and were like, I just killed a god. What do you think? Do you think they'll be impressed or not?
They might be.
They might be impressed. Well, that's up to you. We're going to carry on walking. You know where we're going. If you want to turn up and help us, you can. If you don't, there you go.
Yeah.
Very well. I will consult the Parliament. In the meantime, may the quack be with you.
Fair enough. This will happen in the next sort of couple of hours, though, so consult fast, or miss out on your opportunity to, slay a god.
Indeed. At which point he starts sort of like waddling over here, then sort of turns around, does a full 180. So Onyx, can I get a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
Oh god. Okay. Ooh, I got a bit lucky. Next save. 26.
Okay, so you successfully duck as this thing's tail like just brushes over where your head was, and you manage to sort of save your hat from flying away. At which point it starts flapping and sort of does a run up and then takes off. Takes like half of the sort of trees over here off as it sails past, and then manages to climb up into the sky. That was fun, adventurers.
You lost my hat because of the bloody thing. I
I
mean,
was
I
just
feel
going
normal.
alive, to be honest.
I guess I'm right. Hopefully. And hopefully not get eaten by another one of those.
It seems highly convenient that you suddenly remembered that you have this spell, adventurer.
Who, me?
Yes, adventurer.
Yeah, I mean, just reading it now, it might not work because you conjure a portal linking an unoccupied space you can see within range to a precise location on a different plane of existence.
Yeah.
We're on the same plane of existence, so that probably won't work.
Can I get... What would it be for you? Either Arcana or Survival.
There.
Yep.
Survival for 4. Oh, so nat 20 plus 4 plus 10, so 34.
Okay. So put
Hi!
an immediate sort of like inspiration hits you, and you know that but fighting Murad, he has various different forms that he's taken, but effectively what you understand is that whenever a form collapses or is killed off, he then reverts to his shadow form and uses that to escape.
Is that what this god woman is? Is that what the god spider is? Actually him?
No,
No, really.
Oh,
Murad the BBEG.
that's what I didn't. That's what I mean. I didn't know why. I thought you were linking it as like that is actually her. Yeah, carry on.
So you basically get this sort of idea in your head that when the final battle comes, if he attempts to escape using his shadow form, you can then call him back because he'll plane shift into another existence. You can then gate him back.
Another question for the group is this prison, is that on another plane of existence or is that here in this existence? No.
Can I get either Arcana or Religion from everybody, please?
Wait, what's the question?
Like you know the prison that's like up above us. Is that on this plane of existence or another plane of existence?
Oh god.
Got
I'll
19.
let us know that. Let's do these things first, and then maybe I can recall something with my previous game. My religion.
Lovely. But my thoughts were, if we got there, then I can use the gate spell into its prison, and we can just put it back.
Not a bad idea.
And we don't even have to fight it. We can just put it back in the shackles.
So everybody who got over 13, the prison is in Midgard, or Earth, or whatever you want to call it, and it's specifically there so that the god creatures are being held in prison in the mortal realm, so that they can't ascend into the demonic realms or the celestial realms, and it keeps them there as immortals in prison. But yes, if you could find a way to teleport onto the prison, which is a physical place, so you could do that, and then cast gates on Murad and then plonk him in a prison cell, that is something that you could do.
Yeah.
Whether you would want to or not, with him having multiple forms to choose from, is another matter.
No, yeah, we'd do it. Yeah, I was thinking more about the
Yeah,
giant
he got
spider.
that before as well.
Yeah, it's the giant spider I was thinking about, really. You know what I mean? If we just took that semi-god straight out of there, then the army could just go in and just kill the drow, and then there wouldn't be a problem. Has anyone been to another plane of existence here?
Yeah,
I'm from
all of you have. You've been to the Dragon Realm.
And we've been to Strauss.
And Strahd's Realm in Ravenloft.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, isn't it? I just, I've got plane shift. I could take us to another realm and then call it there. You know what I mean? What if we made it fight Strahd? That'd be quite funny.
We can ask him. I'm going to pull my jar out. Strahd, do you want to fight a Oh God.
There's no response from the dust in the jar.
He's not talking to us today.
Fair enough.
We must be indisposed.
If only there was some other spiritual being that could be contacted by a member of our party, adventurer.
Brevi, could you do something?
I have not checked, adventurer.
You're dropping hints, but you don't know what you can do.
I can cast divine intervention for aid from my deity if I roll less than a 14, adventurer.
Very cool.
It is something that I have never once done, even though that I can do it every single day, adventurer.
And what, then your god just appears, just like does stuff for you?
Yes. As an action, you can request your deity's aid and roll a percentile dice. If the roll is equal or less to 14, your deity intervenes. If successful, you can't use this feature again for 7 days, otherwise you can use it again after a long rest.
What does it do once it appears?
Basically, this is... well, the way that I've seen it being used is that the cleric can basically just call... literally just call God. God appears, and they ask them for literally anything. And depending on how outrageous it is, the gods give it to them.
Fair enough.
So, like, in the game that we're watching, the cleric asked for one of his spells to not be concentration, for example. But, like, in your case, if you wanted like a god to come down and fight for you for a short while, then you could ask that. Put immediate answers to a particular problem.
Yeah. In Critical Role, the dragon's flying away, and then a fist comes out of the sky and punches the dragon back to the ground.
Yeah, or something immediate like that. Yeah.
Oh, we could ask for a sort of bless for when we're gonna go for the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, so it doesn't affect us, that's not a bad one.
Yes, just like in Baldur's Gate adventure.
Why?
Yeah.
Go to
Although we
bed.
haven't been able
Yeah,
to...
we find like a fairy and put it in a jar and just carry it with us.
I mean, we
That's
haven't been able to
cool.
just cast light and that, you know what I mean? If we can cast light on our weapons, that's the same effect as calling a god. Maybe they're like, why have you called us?
Yeah, it's true. That ring I was looking for would have been quite cool.
Yeah.
At which point you hear a fluttering of wings as a little fairy dragon starts buzzing by you. Don't mind me, coming through.
Alright.
Well, he wants to put it in the jar, but he realises he has radioactive comet in it, so he can't put it in there.
The fairy dragon just gets to the other side of the clearing and then just disappears.
That was cute.
Yeah, it was very polite.
Really?
Would you like me to contact my god for a blessing, adventurer?
Not right now.
Yeah, save it. Right, onwards and upwards then. Let's carry on. Let's get to Athel Lorien.
Okay, so where's my ball? Guys, I've lost my ball.
What ball?
Your marbles.
Okay, never had them, eh?
Okay, so nothing particularly untoward happens, but the path takes you. But you get to the point in the path where it starts going south, and instead of west and diagonally, sorry, east and diagonally rather, and as you head south, you're starting to pick up a much more substantial militarized presence in this area. As you're traveling along the path, you're seeing, like, in the clearings alongside you, you see a bunch of horse riders and bird riders as they are patrolling the areas. They don't necessarily stop you, but they do stop themselves to take in your, like, basically just your presence and stuff. But they all seem satisfied by what they see, although they do give Varicas more of a once-over than everyone else. But at this point, everyone's sort of aware Varicas is with you guys, and they've got sort of more important things to do than to constantly remind him that he's not known. But as you sort of continue along this road, you then you get to a point where two trees are linked together by intertwining branches, which creates something of a gate effect. And there's a bunch of elven warriors in green armor who are effectively standing in front of it with spear and shield. And they don't necessarily block the road, but like their sheer presence by the road is effectively what stops you. Is that hold, weary travellers?
What's the hold for?
We would welcome you to Athel Lorien, to the city, as it were.
Oh, you have my thanks.
Yeah, thanks for the welcome.
Indeed, Dur of the Moon Circle.
Hey,
You are known.
I am.
Welcome to you, Otley. Welcome to you, Otley, the Hue Bearer.
The what?
The Hue Bearer, as they call you.
Probably has no idea about it.
What's your axe called?
Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
Oh yeah, that.
Wait, no, the forest is not meant to know that I have that.
Aside from the fact that you threatened a tree with this, and so...
Yeah, but then we also killed the tree.
Alright, give me a persuasion check.
Nat 20 with a +5.
Alright, fine. So,
No, +4.
very well then, love it. Welcome to you, Otley of the Werebears.
Yeah.
Welcome to you, Onyx, Pirate.
I like that. Thank you.
Welcome to you, Tordum,
Hello.
she who flies on carpets.
Don't you?
And you. And like, for a moment they're all sort of like transfixed on Barracas. You are not known, so never mind. And you, Remy
the
of
red
the
orc.
Platinum Dragon. We would welcome you to Athel Lorien. Please be aware, the Wild Hunt has been called. And there
I already am aware.
There are a few places for you to stay here.
What happened to the wild dance? I didn't get it.
The ritual for the Wild Hunt has been called. As such, many of our kind have flocked to this area to celebrate the ritual. The Eternal Guard is somewhat hard-pressed to keep everybody safe and fed, and ensure that there are enough resources to go around.
Nice. We shall keep an eye out then.
Very well. If you have business in the city, I would advise that you conduct it quickly. The lords of the city have been, shall we say, bombarded by trivial quests and been unable to maintain with serious business.
in a matter if we have to talk with someone important regarding important calamity coming through this island, who would we may speak with?
Well, there are many people who may be able to assist you in this. The King and Queen are obviously the highest that would be able to assist. But other positions, there is the Master of the Hunt, the Spirit of the Hunt, the Talent of the Hunt, the Master of Scouts. We are awaiting the Herald of the Hunt. I'm not entirely sure where they are, but we hope that they will appear soon enough. There is the Master of the Voice for all the various branches, the Master's Supply if you need any assistance in that regard. Alternatively, if you wish to speak to somebody more local, there are various chieftains.
Noted. Thanks.
However, I must also offer you warning. There are those amongst the Dryad community who have been unsettled by the actions of the elven kind, and there have been many sightings of branch wraiths. If you see a branch wraith, it is your responsibility to report it immediately.
Oh.
Understand this. If it is found that you encountered a branch wraith and did not report it or slay it immediately, any blood that was spilt will be on your hands.
What wraith? Sorry?
Branch wraith.
What do they look like?
They are hideous Dryad-like creatures. I'm assuming you know what a Dryad looks like, Druid.
Yeah, like a tree person.
Yes. Dryads are beautiful creatures made up of leaves and flowers. A branch wraith is made up of bark and fungi and all manners of hideousness in terms of nature. It is their job to sow confusion, doubt, annoyance, anger, wrath amongst the populace.
That's not what we saw, right? The two we saw were Dryads.
Yeah, they were made of leaves.
No, we haven't seen any.
Very well. But if you do encounter one, it is your responsibility as someone who is known to slay it immediately.
Yeah,
Guys,
that makes sense.
responsibility.
Very well then. And so and with that, this one who is sort of like the main female of the group and also the superior officer. The shield will just sort of like part all to one side in a very ceremonial way, in the way that like great generals are sort of paraded down the corridor sort of way. The lead officer sort of like reaches out in between the trees, and there's a sort of like rippling effect, and you can see that and she makes this motion as if to open a curtain, and the illusion of like a pathway that leads further into the forest is slowly rippled away as you step out onto what is effectively a cliffside that has the entire view of the city of Athel Lorien.
Well, that's beautiful.
So you guys are up here where Barracas is.
Yeah.
So you can. So the first thing that you can see immediately is that this is a city, as opposed to what you have seen before, where there are houses that are situated here. There's farmland. But there's a very potent dock shipping system which is going on, where ships are travelling from one shore to the next. But the two things that really catch your attention, well, three things rather. But there's an immense purple and pink tree over here, and you can basically see that even as you're just watching, creatures are physically emerging from portals which are appearing in the oak. And it's not even just humanoids, it's creatures are using this as well. So birds are flying out of it, people on the birds, creatures are coming out of it and diving straight into the water. And then on ground level, you're also seeing people exiting and entering and exiting the tree as well.
Oh, that's very cool.
So, in regards to your travelling with plants, now that you have seen this tree in person, you can now differentiate that between the other sort of anchor trees which you saw whenever you were travelling to Athel Lorien via trees.
Also, I know to come to this one.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then, but then completely dwarfing that tree, going up miles into the sky and over a mile thick, you can see a giant tree which is encompassing the entirety of this place in shadow, except the fact that it seems to be generating its own light to compensate for the fact that the sun is being blotted out. And you would know this from your various druidic studies. Where did I put this? This is the Ath Odell, or in sort of the druidic tongues, the Oak of Ages. It's basically said that this, whether or not you've wanted to see it for yourself, is sort of down to you. But basically, the point of the Oak of Ages is that, first off, it's a cutting from the wild tree Yggdrasil from Viking myth. But it's said that the inside of the tree is where all of history is magically recorded.
I'll relay that to the group. It's a special tree, that is.
So don't hurt that tree.
I mean, don't hurt any trees unless you really need to. But yeah, especially that one.
So, not fire in the forest. Got it.
Yeah.
And then, as you're sort of taking in sights, you can hear a great cheer coming up from this building over here, which is a great sunken pit. And you can hear various horn blasts and basically the sound of mass entertainment coming from that pit.
I wonder what's going on over there.
Well, might be like an arena. Some sort of battles.
Because even in times of war, you still need entertainment, didn't you?
Matt, is this city, is it bigger than Aquaveda?
It's bigger than Aquaveda in terms of its what do you call it?
Square meters.
Yeah.
Square kilometers.
Yeah, in terms of the space required, it's bigger, but it's not at all organised, if that makes sense. The tree itself is sort of like a town in and of itself, because you can see houses are on the branches and things like that. Everything else seems to be shanty towns that have been built up in the nomadic way that you've been seeing. But the difference between Min Sepidas and this place is that was a city that had a massive wall around it.
Okay, yeah. It's still a big city. Anyway.
And as you take in the sight, golden text appears in front of you and says, "Location discovered, Athel Lorien," and you can give yourself 100 XP.
Yay.
Okay, and I think that'll probably be a good place for us to wrap up for the day.
Yeah.
That's good.
Checkpoint reached.
Finish the session. Yeah.
Yes, and then from here you can decide whether or not you want to actually do anything here, or if you just want to just blitz through and just go straight on to dealing with the threat.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll come with us.
Yeah.
Ooh, the threats. Yeah.
It's just an army from the city, a whole parliament's worth of birds, 2 tree guys. Oh no, they're helping the other thing, aren't they?
And potentially
Yeah.
the Ishara tribe as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a shame I couldn't get them bears to come as well.
Technically you didn't actually ask them.
Yeah, I thought I had to go back in 7 days before they actually will do anything I asked.
Yeah, but
They said they have their own hunt.
yeah, the chieftain did was holding off on his own hunt to deal with your requests. So yeah, he's gone hunting. But yes, if the if you're not able to deal with this in 7 days, then the bears would be open to helping you.
It's mad. There's a god in their forest destroying stuff, and they're all like, "Nah, you do it. You do it."
They didn't want the smoke.
Yeah, no, we're good. Fuck. Well, just fuck off. Nah, just leave it. You do it. It's not ours.
I feel like Otley's not done any harvesting of creatures, and I feel like his first harvest is going to be one of these goddess people. and then I remember my promise to that random shopkeeper that I have to give him some of what I harvest. I'm like, oh yeah, here's an eyeball from a dead goddess that I just murdered. Here you go. I hope it's worth something.
Alright
Well,
then.
yeah, so we'll give you some spider's leg. Here's one that's bigger than my whole house. There's 8 legs. I hope you're happy.
Hold on, I'll just pull this out of my friend's beard. Hold on.
It's like one of those like magician's handkerchiefs that just keeps coming.
Yeah,
I just throw it at his store like a javelin, and it just obliterates it. Dirt's just standing there as it's coming out of his beard.
He's like, yep, this is perfectly normal for me.
Yeah, that's what we should do to kill a boss. We should chop this woman's leg off, put it in Dirt's beard, and then I'll throw it like a javelin out of him.
Just to
We
choose.
do it from the flying carpet. It'd just be like a missile from space.
But technically you wouldn't even need to throw it, you could just drop it.
I'll just shake him upside down over the edge.
Well, technically speaking, like, the beard does have this point to it that if he takes the beard off, then all the items come tumbling out of it. So,
Oh yeah, but then we'll lose everything else that's in there.
There's so much shit in there. I have one of the apples from this tree that will just give me a full rest.
yeah, I forgot to put that in earlier, but that goes all the way back to when the group was in Aqua Veda, and the alphas gave them Yggdrasil apples because they had like this really long crawl to do, and they needed a long rest, but they didn't have the time to give it.
Oh, and just didn't eat it.
Yeah, and
That's
so-
it's written in there.
yes, despite the longevity of it, it's remained remarkably fresh. Yeah, whoever eats this apple gets the benefit of a long rest without new hit points.
Yeah, get all your spells back. Would be very nice.
But you can roll hit die as if you're taking a short rest.
Yeah. I've also got a potion of mana that does this something similar. The vial is equivalent of a single shot. Drinks. If anyone drinks, they are restored 1d4 plus 1 spell slot starting from the lowest level. But if I just cast my 9th and then drink it, I'll get my 9th back again.
Nice.
I could actually cast 2. I can cast my 9th and my 8th and then drink it and then get them both back.
Yeah. But if you drink more than one a day, then you basically explode on the inside.
Yeah, I've got 3.
Get an addiction.
Yeah, person who drinks more than one
Addicted to
potion in a day
night level
takes 5d8 magic damage and receives no restoration to their spell slots.
Ooh.
Moderation.
What you should do is use a 9th level spell to cast Wish and just wish for the tolerance to the potion and the knowledge to reproduce it, and then just drink it every day.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Look, I mean, I don't know if I can cast Simulacrum on Wish, but you cast Wish then Simulacrum, and then your Simulacrum cast Wish to cast Simulacrum.
Yeah, it's a technical loophole that most DMs ban.
Yeah, and you just get unlimited.
Yeah.
Well, it is basically what the Beholder is doing, in terms of their cloning. So.
Right. Great session, Matt. Thank you very much for running it.
No
Yes,
worries,
thank you
guys.
for the session.
That's alright, guys. We're probably not going to be meeting up next week, because that's Bank Holiday Monday, isn't it?
Oh, yes, should be, I think.
Holidays mean nothing to me anymore.
Weird thing is we'll have the kids because they won't have school, so that'll be a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And but I'm kind of hoping that they'll give us enough time so that we can do some of our Waterdeep campaign, because we haven't been able to do any of that for a very long time.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Marvelous.
And we might have a friend over as well, so we're basically just going to call in and say we're probably